I was invited to meet with the Attorney General's office back in November of 2023 when they informed me that they had been asked by someone to draft an advisory opinion about, at that point, the legal status of Delta-8 THC. Delta-8 being a sort of a milder cousin of Delta-9 THC, which is the primary psychoactive cannabinoid in the Cannabis sativa plant. The Attorney General's office asked me to come in. I did. I spoke with them. I'd let them know that I, in fact, had already done a legal opinion about Delta-8 and believed that it to be entirely legal under both federal and Arizona law. Several months later, they issued an opinion that was different from that and reached a different conclusion, indicating that they thought that Delta-8 was not lawful in the state of Arizona. I think they essentially conceded that it was fully legal under federal law. It was hard for them not to, since our own Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, Federal Court of Appeals, of which Arizona is a member state, had already said specifically that Delta-8 was entirely lawful under the federal hemp law. The Attorney General chose to draw a narrow distinction between federal law and state law to arrive at the conclusion that although legal federally, that Delta-8 and now we know other what she would consider to be, again, intoxicating cannabinoids are not lawful. And I would also add that intoxicating is not a scientific term. It's not a legal term. It's not a term that's found anywhere in hemp law. It's a term that essentially was, I don't know if it was invented by the Attorney General's office, but it was one that was brought to light that has no legal significance whatsoever. You won't find it in any statute or regulation. I think it's safe to say that as a general statement, that the marijuana industry finds the sales of these products to be a threat to their bottom line, because they would like to have a monopoly on the sale of any products that are designed for human consumption that are derived from the cannabis sativa plant. I don't think they've made that any secret. In fact, they've tried to introduce legislation now multiple times asking the state legislature to pass a law to do exactly what the Attorney General's office is saying is already the law, meaning they've asked the legislature to pass bills that would say only that these products are only lawful for the marijuana industry to sell, which is the Attorney General's opinion. She's not saying that these are illegal. She's saying only dispensaries and marijuana establishments licensed should be able to sell them. I mean, anyone can actually manufacture these in the privacy of their own home if they want to, 21 years or older. So it's not so much that she just thinks that these products are illegal or even dangerous. She just feels that only the marijuana industry should be able to sell them. That's what this really comes down to. But that's not what the law says. And that's why the legislature is to... If the law already said what the Attorney General would like it to say, then I would ask why the need to introduce legislation to do just that. And I think the answer is because she's not correct, that the law is that these products are indeed covered under the Arizona Hemp Act. We know for a fact under federal law, the Federal Farm Bill. And I think that we're looking to, what we're asking the court now to do is to simply recognize that and to not allow this sort of executive branch activism, if you will, to prevail. So winning this case would mean the status quo. This is just maintaining what's been in place already for the last 4 or 5 years, where you have a number of manufacturing companies and distributors and retailers who are engaged in the sale of these products. We're just asking that the court uphold what is the law and what has been the status quo now for a number of years, rather than accept this novel and truly radical and in our view, unconstitutional interpretation of what the hemp law is that the Attorney General's office is attempting to impose on the state of Arizona and the hemp industry and the public, quite frankly.